This is my language. I speak nothing else. My home is I have nothing else. My tribe is my nation. I have nothing else. And this is my country. I have nowhere else. And so, though people are quick to assure me, to tell me this country I live in is free, deep in my heart, I know that freedom, my freedom, is yet to come. When no one will call me nothing, when no one will question my origin, when no one will kill me because of my faith, when no one will cheat me because of my state, when my state will be wherever I live and will change whenever I choose to move. The day I find not a Nigerian president, but that a Nigerian is finally president. While the flag of ethnicity still flutters over this land of two shining rivers, and the tribes take their turn to oppress my country, I look to the future, for I'm not yet free. But this is not the white man that is oppressing. It is not the Fulani that is oppressing. It's not the Muslim. It's not the Yoruba. Do you know who is oppressing me? Me. Do you know who is oppressing you? You. It is you. The chains are in your mind. The key is in your mind. It is you. You are the victim and you are the oppressor. Because a broken road does not understand you. It will not kill the Fulani and let the rest of us go. The accidents it will cause will take all lives. But when a vehicle somersaults, it breaks all bones. So if you like, you can speak Nupe till morning comes. It will not build libraries in our public school. And when a woman, your wife, lies dying in childbirth, your fluency in Hausa will not save her life. For Christian or Muslim, it makes no difference. When you're being driven around in an ambulance from hospital to hospital in search of oxygen, northerner or southerner, you will die suffocated. You will die of causes easily preventable, like no petrol for police to answer your distress call, no drugs, no hospital, no nurses, no jobs. Nothing kills as efficiently as bad governance. It's politicians in office who will not pay salaries, whose answer to bad roads is bigger SUVs, who set up committees and publish white papers presiding over affairs that never improve. Politicians in jeeps with minds in London, perpetual latecomers to every meeting, irritated by anyone with a different opinion who see the people as a throne to sit on. Politicians in power who personalize the state, who criminalize criticism and demonize dissent. Nothing in society kills as efficiently as a politician in high office with low mentality. But you see, Boko Haram will burn down the classroom, but a politician can swallow the entire school system, can fold our power stations and put in his briefcase, can roll up our railways and keep in our house. A politician can file all our markets away in a drawer, kill all our farms with no fertilizer. No matter the passion you bring to your business, government can kill it with just one pronouncement. And no degree you have, no grammar you speak, no decision you make to just face your work, no protest you stage can save you from those you elect to make and enforce our law. For the way they see things in the world around you, you cannot drive faster than the person driving you. No matter your wealth, education, or achievement, you are subject to the mentality of the people in government. Politicians in office hold the yam and the knife. For to elect is to give the elected power over life. Which child will stay Almajiri or become someone better? This decision is in the hands of the people in power. So if you're tired of it all, then strike at the truth. If you're tired of being a senator, get a job. If you're tired of your hustle frustrated by public policy, if you're tired of this crisis, then fix the politics. For until they are there in public office, men and women with their heart for public service, no tribe, no tongue, just a commitment to build a nation that fills us all with pride. Until they are there in public office. Men and women with a heart for public service. No region, no religion, just a commitment to nation. Until you rise above your prejudice and elect them, this crisis will remain. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to write poetry that can stand up to scrutiny any day, any time. If you check out each rhyme, it will still make sense, not worldly nonsense. It will talk about meaning and loving and living, striving and being, of the struggle to become. But this is a craft. It's not for the blind. The lazy or blind can't see with your mind. It's not just to say it, but how you convey it. It's not just about rhyming, but rhyming with reason. A poet can hold you, caress, and cajole you with nothing but speech. A poet can teach that life is a marvel which we can unravel by looking intently with minds that are free. A poet can free you with one line, release you by showing the essence and masking the pretense by making it plain. The roots of your being. The poet can tell you those things that are true. A poet can capture all the waves at the seashore, the bending of trees and the breath of the breeze, the softness of silence. Can make it all make sense, the struggle and strife in this beauty of life. Look, words have that power to elevate the matter, for once men can see, you'll always be free. A poet, in essence, in one simple sentence, has mastered the art of touching the heart. For words have that power to live on forever. For truth, once it's spoken, can never be broken. This is the burden, the height of the calling of those who would claim it, the title of poet. Thank you.
I cannot stand after this performance. Thank you very much, Mr. Dike Chukwumereji. That was an fine performance. Yeah. Okay. All right. My question is, how do you memorize such long time? All right. Thank you very much. Can we give him another round of applause? Next up, I'll be calling our star boy, Abdulrazak Sanu. What?
Hi, hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Abdulrazak. Uh, Before I came here, I had two pieces in mind. I was trying so hard to decide what to perform. But after Mr. Dike's piece, I know what to perform now. Yesterday, I clocked 18, and my mother has been calling all the names of polling units around our home into my ears, and there are a lot of things I wish to tell her about my body, about this broken home, about how years before I was this big, I never wanted to be involved in an election, but I fear this woman has grown from the genesis of this independence into the closest way to revelations, and I do not know if this is true or high hopes, but she has promised to wait for the umbrellas long before the parties even have a rep. There are a lot of things I wish to tell my mother. How we to my final exam. The teacher wrote popular participation and political apathy on the right and left side of the body. I was there, counting the number of times my body, with subconscious consciousness kept pulling me to the apathy side. Is this not fate? Today, I only wish to remind this woman of my mother's face how my father voted for change, and luckily for us, I think he was changed. From a living walking machine to a campus, communing with the earth in an unfair cemetery of people whose faces have been wiped out Yesterday I clocked 18, and I still do not know the difference between a broom and an umbrella because the doom that took my brother's chest into a tomb had this kind of view that only sticks with a two young boys. And may your phones and mine never be mistaken for a bag of omo and salt tied in a black nylon to buy your phones and mine, my rights and yours, your freedom and mine, your existence and mine, and all of us that have soiled our hands. Whoa, this reminds me of Abel Suleiman's Vagabond because I am not a hero, and I'm gonna die soon. And I might never be a hero and die the deaths of regular men. This compels me back to the road again, running from home to home and back and vagabond. I recite this twice to console our broken bodies of all the people these fingers might come. These fingers have thrown into the wrong place. And today, like every other beginning of a new era, people are gathering before my eyes, electing a leader and lose nobody's face. So I fold myself into my prayer and seek a thousand ways for my country's way, 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 a thousand ways.
This is the little talent starboard. All right, thank you very much, Abdulrazak. And next up, another starboy. Who can guess you? Ali Lawan.
Ali, tashi lokacin Islamiyya. You're 5 minutes late. You wear your uniform, imagining the clean parallel lines that would have been on them if NEPA had not decided to play OG last night. Gamunan zuwa kutu, but light never came. So you pressed your uniform under your pillow. Your teacher once said, "There's no use for that your big head." But he was wrong. Look at you now. Your big head is maintaining your steez. You're 5 minutes late. Or Mama teaches some, you cannot leave an empty plate. So you pop the mouthfuls of tuwon shinkafa into your mouth like a dozen unfortunate realities. It doesn't matter which hand is doing the shopping. It doesn't matter if it's a silver or green or golden spoon. With life, it's always puree. So you swallow, imagining your stomach is a pit where dreams go to die. You carry your bag and you leave the house. Bye. Mama teaches adaw lafiya. But the wind carries the Amin to someone else who needs it. What could possibly stop you from coming back home? You're not afraid to cross the road without looking both ways. You're not afraid of the gangsters in the hood because somehow safety can be extracted from people's first names. You're not afraid of accidents, a bike, a motor, the outbreak of any para. The only thing you are afraid of is Bulal and Makara. You remember what Malam said about time. Time is not the numbers you see on that shiny new watch Abba bought you. It is your life shaped into an object and slapped onto your wrist show that it is your responsibility. You remember what your friend told you. Recite Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel 100 times, and the prefect will not see you. As if consequences can fold like paper and burn to ash, but you recite from 1 all the way to 100 like a marathon of excuses. You arrive at the gate. The prefect doesn't only see you, he calls out your name and adds an extra salute as well. The Doruna welcomes your skin like an Amaria welcoming her brand new tear-leather husband. Sometimes you feel like you're married to pain, but wallahi you didn't choose it, it was Audan Duli. Malam said there is a way of doing things, a science to every art and art to every action. You cannot recite history like a love letter. You cannot talk about war with toothpick in your mouth. This book, it was sent down from the 7th heaven. You cannot walk to it, walk into it like your house. That's why we have Madul Asli for Tafkin, Tarkik, and Kalkala. But you're 13. The only history you have is when you were a soldier on the assembly ground. The only war you fight is hunger. The only kalkala you do is kalkala. Yet you listen to the verses, soft and tender, and you imagine paradise being as close to you as your shoelaces, even though you're wearing slippers. You imagine the trees, the birds, the fruits, you imagine the mansions, you imagine Yes, at 13 you know women, but you don't know what it takes to love them. You're making the same mistake, skipping the science for the art, skipping the words for the poetry, because you're just a boy. You don't like the crisis. You like the similes and metaphors flowing just like Malan said. You like to organize, but you don't like order. You like paradise, but you don't want to die. So when Malan picks up his chalk and writes, Al-Darasul Awwal, So when Malam picks up his chalk and writes Ad-Darasul Awwal, Nunu Sakina wa Tanween, Ma huwa al-Ishar, al-Ishar huwa al-Bayan, but the only thing Bayanan made to you is the way her beauty ripples across time and space, bounces off every surface of light and strikes you right at the center of this one soul that God gave you. You pick up your book, there's no sukun. The only Sakina is the black in her eyes, this little black dot hugging the crown of her cheek, her smile. Her smile is the reason for Fatwa Rosla. You have a funny friend. His name is Umar. And you like it when he cracks jokes. Not because you find them funny, but because when he does, you can see her pure white teeth arranged like Huruf al-Ijaiya. Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim. Malam says there's a difference between Ha, Baba, and Ha, Karama. But I swear when she pronounces them, there's no difference. You see her in Tajweed and in Sirah, in every Nana Fatima and Khadija. In Hafsa and Maria, you see her every time Malam utters the word Mar'atu Salihah. You thought love is paradise because none of them carries heavy letters. You thought accidents only happens on bikes and cars and not inside rib cages. And when Mama said Adawalafia, you didn't reply. Because what could possibly stop you from coming back home? Sometimes we come back home, but not the same way we left it. You're 5 minutes early. You walk into your house slowly. Mama says, Sanida Dawa, how was Islamia? And instead of you to say, Yawwa, and give her a mini report of your day, you take a deep breath and you say, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ali. Beautiful as always. And next up, see, everybody that's performing tonight is a star. Star! Shout, thank God it's already night, so the stars are out. Word. Sabi Kabelo.
Charity begins at home, they say. At home, I see the daggers and the bullets firsthand in the neighborhoods. How they cut lives and dreams as they cut and pierce through flesh and skin. At home, I see hatred and how it burns, how we choke on the smoke, cough out the lies, the guilt and the cries. We are known for creativity, for braveness, blackness, and slavery. We, the slaves to our very conscience, our very minds and the games they play on you and me and us, on humanity, games of insanity, of inhumanity, the audacity of man to showcase brutality, to cause another's death and coerce prejudice unto their last breath. At home, when the clouds come together, dark, dense, almost as heavy as the weight of the corpses being stacked and buried, drops of hatred cascade and soak into the soils of our land, ruin the toils of our very brave heroes, ruin their dreams of our very brave heroes. At home, there are artists who paint and make mosaics from blood of the slaughtered, ashes of the lynched, and remnants of burnt down walls. But for safekeeping, we shall write this in the pages of what we hope to someday call history. So that when we walk down the streets of our homes giving charity, we remember that beyond the fence of our houses, beyond the diagram of one country on the map, beyond every borderline, wherever in the gut of this clay-colored giant, Africa is home to. This second poem I wrote the last time I was in Kano, and I felt a need to perform it. So here it is. I come from a bloodline of fiery lovers and tender words. A generation of inventors, they could hem shield out of smoke, burn obstacles, and build bridges out of ash. I come from the melody of Kalambuda Algaita, a dance floor once a battlefield, a testament of my ancestors' courage and sacrifice, the lands they watered and mowed and shielded from danger, from the flesh-eating fingers of greed, safeguarding his people. I come from Furagalulo, deeply rooted in Rugani de Sarota, Bukka Deruga, kingdoms of majestic mud-walled architecture. I come from Dagin Ariwa, a map of lines and symbols I could always trace my way home. I come from the journey of my fearless ancestors who moved through forests and mountains, people and cultures, traveled across vast hinterlands in distinguished groups of appearance and language. I come from the gap between my mother tongue and this foreign one that threatens dominance. But my tongue remembers to roll the way mother taught it, trained it, wished it to turn in favor of her dialect, taught me how this descendant is known of its beautiful codes of conduct, of shyness and truthfulness, of empathy and modesty, of pulaku. I come from history and heritage too powerful to be compressed into these stanzas of poetry, but I know where I come from. I come from the lyrics of singing hearts loud enough to give ode to their existence. I come from all the pages of memories archive passed down from generation to generation. I know where I come from.
Thank you, Sarika. And up next, I am going to be calling the poet of dust, Umar Abubakar Sidi.
I can't be present after Guyana. I can't be present. Far in the wilderness, near the northern eye of God, there is a river named Grief, drifting through the magma of death. Beside the river, there is a throne and a scepter belonging to a king who has lost his throne. Lilies sing about the unfalling poetry of blossoms. Poets write about the inability of poets to understand themselves. I'm a sea of blood flowing into the river nicknamed Grief, drifting through the magma of death. And I'm a river nicknamed Grief, drifting through the magma of death, cascading into the sea of blood. Poets, can you compose a poem from the synoptic memory of a robot? Poets, can a robot comprehend a poem about the hunger of a poet for roses and words? Poets, can a robot understand the physics of wet metaphors? I can't be present here where poets are no longer poets and poems are catacombs where dust settles after pricking the eye of time. Anaraju, I'm a man with two souls, a resplendent garden swinging in the sky of the east, the other a canoe made of air dangling over the western coast. Anaraju, I'm a man with two bodies, a Cartesian dervish striving on the path to oblivion, the other a non-philosopher theorizing about the philosophy of time in the non-dimension of being. Ana Shahir, I'm a poet. Beware, I'm not Neruda, Gayeth, Tani, or Dos Gombe. In between the chirping of robins and the serene darkness and the philosophy of non-knowledge, in between the spasmodic friction of two bodies rising and falling in the entanglement of ties, in between the gray outline of bones in the brain and a sculptured skeleton towering on the pages of an anatomy book, in between the absence of love in the language of Wittgenstein, in between the moon and the vanishing smile of the sky, in between distance and the garrulous, gritty groan of gravels on the gravity of graves. in between the dash separating time and being, in between the absence of space between language and thought, in between Heidegger and the ears of Wittgenstein lies a wide womb of poetry, and I am her son. I can't be present in a land where clouds rain baskets of knives and the wind is not the wind, but vapor of anguish and grief. I can't be present where Timbuktu is not Timbuktu, and the philosopher is a robin, crippled, hopping on one leg and one wing without grace. I can't be present in this land where mothers mourn the death of their children with songs and ululations, where cries of grief have crystallized to form monster mountains on the mind of man. I can't be present in this land where demonic forests now sprout in the souls of children. Give me the restrained gaps of the clarinets, take my bowl. Give me a handful of water from the springs of compassion, take my rod. Poetry has escaped us. Our poems are now dirges which our humongous nostrils capture and inhale. Thank you.
All right, that was a beautiful performance. Thank you, Sidi. And next up, I'm calling on the witch, Bukanya Karawa Hawasali.
Hello?
Attention all writers. Attention all writers. Attention all writers. When you come across a blank page in the world, do not engage. I repeat, do not engage. The blank page is coming. It will try to smother you in its path. Call the emergency services and stall long enough for help to arrive. If the blank page tries to cajole you into coming closer, hide your hands as fast as you can, for it bites and its bite is fatal. It will crumble your dreams into ashes. If the blank page slips into your home, do not panic. Slowly back away towards the door. If it hears silence, it will assume no one is home. Attention, all writers. I can hear it in my home. I can hear its footsteps on my stairs. There is no way to run or hide, and I am terrified. It is coming for me, and it will get you to run. I want to write love poems, but my people are considered. No matter how hard I try, I can't stop them from burning. My people are considered, so I try to hide them from the flames. Try to stop them from drowning inside their own flames. But they have long been extracted and distilled into something explosive. And no matter how hard I try, they're too dense to become water, to become something cool enough to kill the fire. I want to write about the trees and flowers, use the lights, use my words to worship how the light passes through them. But so much has been lost to the flames, and my pen is a compass pointing me to where the burning happens. Unbroken flutes do not make music here, yet my people still dance on broken flutes. Call it resilience or madness, but how can you not know the rhythm of loss when it blew its trumpet the day you were born? Place a green paper in your hand and called you a lost thing. This will cost you more than you can afford to give, it said, and you still need to this. I don't feel like a necklace around your neck, even when it felt too tight for comfort. No one survives this dance hole, they say, and you, no one, still bends your limbs into submission, even as the green burns into your palms. Thank you. So I think I have a bit of water here. Welcome to Credit Business Express. Before our journey starts, we'd like you to keep your excess luggage, such as your hopes, dreams, and your will to live. Please understand that it is necessary to keep your journey as difficult as possible. We also have a zero tolerance and no refund policy, and we ensure all customers suffer more than they have to. Our first stop is the Brain Fog Mountain. Can you see how it's filled with smoke? That's what your world will look like now. Was that what you're looking for? Beautiful. Oh, I'm sorry. The best we can do is nothing. Kindly check back later or never. You never can tell with Brain Fog Mountain. Our next stop is the river of chronic pain. What's that? I can hear you over the sound of all that screaming. Can you see how we keep your head just above the water so you can function, but not enough for you to actually function? You're welcome. Our next stop is the beach of chronic fatigue. Can you see how you're trying to find the words to describe it but can't? Do not worry. Here we ensure that you get a limited amount of energy that makes it difficult for you to work, eat, and basically just be a person. And we also throw a little bit of psycholorizing your illness just for fun. Chronic fatigue syndrome? No, more like conversion disorder. In other words, hysteria. Our next stop is the valley of new symptoms. Can you see how difficult it is to separate it from the rest of your symptoms? But do not worry, same policy applies. You just have to fight to be believed, but even that is not a guarantee. Try not to get crushed under the grief of ongoing stress and trauma. Keep your screams of agony to a bare minimum. No one likes a nag, and I assure you that we do not care. All customers should please proceed to the counter to get their daily dose of medical gaslighting, dismissal, and misdiagnosis. The crappy system also ensures the lack of inclusion and accommodation is always in place, and in the spirit of gender equality, we throw in a triple dose for women and a double dose of inadequate research. Here at Chronic Illness Express, we take our jobs very seriously. And remember, we have a zero tolerance and no refund policy. And if you have any questions, our doctors and researchers will ensure that we do not get back to you. Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's give her another round of applause. Next up, Toby Abiodun.
Hola. Good evening, guys. Good evening, guys. Are we all having a good time? Um, at first, again, I want to say thank you very much to the Capfest team for having me. It's been a very wonderful experience. Nana, Nasiba, um, fuck Karufi. I have terrible names. Interestingly, I've been informed out there yesterday. I talked about ADHD, and the symptoms look exactly like I am. So that's that. So I'm going to start with the poem. It's titled The Introversion Poem. Listen on the list. My introversion is loud, strong yet unsteady like rage. I am a safe space for the cold and the lonely nights. Creator of the always alone, always trying to get it right. My introversion wants it gets. Against the insanity that is this world, my introversion is self-defense. I've been told that I am too much like tremor, with the innate ability to always hide behind metaphors. Most times I am light, other times I am dark, with a body that loves to rise, with a spirit that stays grounded. My introversion is fixed like an ancestral curse, easy to cook like water, difficult to be undone. It stretches like generations, it's contorted like rebirth and resurrections, its effects is constant like memory and untouchable like time. My introversion is dead serious, like I took my last breath without a smile. Most times I'm unstable, always teetering on the thin lines between sad, lonely, 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 yet I am content because these mood swings got poetry. What place I guess the audience looking like photographers, they snapping fingers. My grandmother thinks that my introversion from psychological disease or my attempts to break free look to hard at societal tendencies. She stares into my poetry for wounds so she can offer prayers of healing. And yet I'm learning that it is possible for magicians to wave their wands and still not be able to produce magic. Talk about self-love, about support. My introversion teaches me to hold myself in trembling in places that understand the language of isolation. Tells me that it is okay to ask for help, but sometimes designer aids take too long. And yeah, this loneliness sometimes is a war. It gets difficult and I get stuck, but I let it flow like a river song. Do not question my melody. I've got music for bones. I'm talking vertebrae and spinal cords. They say boys like me are difficult to love. True, my bones are collapsible. I cannot stop myself from falling for the wrong people. Very open to opinions, true. But sometimes I'm like a viral YouTube video. You must respect my views. My introversion calls me by my name and tells me boy right, boy right, boy right, boy right, boy right, and boy I write. I write for all the places that the light refuses to touch. This problem right here is a blind spot. My introversion is both fuel and fire. I spit flames into mics. This should remind you of the burning bush. Other performers best take off their shoes. This place has become holy ground for some introverts without hard work. I push harder than a woman in labor. So when the time is right, I can return all the favors. I am the closest door gets to touching the revolution. If you touch my body, you have touched the whole world. They say I am anti-Naira bets the way I go against the odds. Meaning that my introversion is goddamn defiant. My teacher told me that this introversion is too good, like a double-crested Nike. With me, self-doubt and unbelief do not exist like a 31st of February. I am who and what the world is yet to discover, like a second Jesus. So when they make claim to be a little reading and get this introversion steps up to the plate and tells them that I am a mix of me and myself. Shalom. One last one for the road. In this poem, the words God and they are metaphors for the president, his government, politics, and every goddamn thing in between. They say a Messiah is coming. After the rest of us are dead and gone, it is easy to call a body dead if you've been wonderful. And aren't we all dead men walking? Zombies chasing after nothing. The closest synonym to a noose around the neck is a white-collar job, because they know that the 9 to 5 cannot fix the problems we face 24/7. The prophecy says about 1 month's death, our sins will be taken away. The reality is Our men have died in millions to we pray for forgiveness every day. The weak have always been sacrifices for the sins of the strong. Lamb was penance for sin Old Testament. Dove was penance for sin Old Testament. Christ was penance for sin Old Testament. Us and our children as penance for their being present testament. So here we are. Isaacs, lambs led to the altar, altar blown at the church blown at the place. God homeless all of a sudden begs the question, where do the angels go when the tabernacle is emptied of worship? When the pews become idols of man with flesh and blood and the dead become unholy things, do we find them in the smoke lifting to the wings? Sailors with broken wings, lost with all the confusion that is our begging. Sometimes the strength for the finished line is drawn from looking back in the distance cover. But behind us are bones, relics from the time from freedom and death. And now there are no more debts to give. No more bodies to be emptied of their souls, meaning that we may never be free. The finish line is a second-hand dream, and we may never reach it in time. Our ancestors bowed before deities who took form, deities who were present in physical things. Now we pray to a God who's afraid of proximity, so who's going to listen to us? Give ears to our begging, who's going to reason with us? Touch our hands with blessings, because my people have been praying. Or is a prayer not a plea, the tongue isn't hurting? Is it left to be as if our knees aren't bleeding? Did the angels ever listen to us? Or did they switch the channel? Leave our voices lost in the static. Is the static a miracle for God in listening? My father once said in muffled breath that the prayer is a poem and God is the judge. Listening to the one with the most punchlines. The prayer is a poem and God is the judge. Waiting to call the story beautiful by looking at the handwriting. He asks if the heavens see our hunger. Bellies empty like a tomb where Lazarus was buried. Do the clouds see our fights? All our struggles to be closer to freedom. Does God know that we go to battle so the stars will never have to look down on us? Or are we too gentle for his heaven? Are our hands too short to reach for the hem of everything? Are we too dead for Samaritan help? Too locked out of the upper for some holy fire? Are we too great to be the apple of God's eyes? Will the heavens listen to our cries if we will loud enough? Will the fire space to be produced the altars enough? Will we be Elijah's enough? If we raise a song in riots and our bodies move to the rhythm, if the riot is an attempt to save our souls, can we call the riot a rescue party? Because I've heard that the past is a deep place. This is why people go down in history. I was raised on red soil. I know which parts of the ground saw the most bloodshed. And despite all these deaths, all these bodies breaking beneath the weight of worry, despite all our struggle to build up from nothing, they call us lazy. They were never inventing, never miraculous like Jesus. So they speak about the Christ who fed 5,000, but never about the boy who made the provision. And the boy, and the boy, and the boy, and the boy is us. Lambs led to the altar, altar blown at the church, church blown at the place. God, homeless enough for 7, begs the question, where do the angels go when the tabernacle is empty of worship? Salome.
Thank you very much, Toby, all the way from Lagos. All right, next up, Raji and Raj. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Good evening. So in real life, I'm a doctor, yeah? And some 4 years ago, I wrote a piece about doctors going on strike. 4 years later, right now, doctors are going on strike. So it makes me wonder, like, what's with this? If Pharaoh na corruption, the Moses wey suppose part our Red Sea, no get stick. The one we get stick, man, they sick. If our health system do okay, we no go need travel go UK. Wetin be this? Doctors they strike, fuel they hike, people they die, and the government they lie. How monkey, rat, and snake go they steal money? Wetin be this? Before we say Baba, but politicians they rubber our rubber, as the other doctors they jackpot, the rest they shout sapa. Wetin be this? The servants with this sickle, they see evil over unpaid allowances and the way the dollar they rise. It go so reach 1/6. Them add bromate for our bread, can't devalue our dough. Wetin be this? when the person will return to Namor, come out for the throne of Talokan, it be like see the person where they come, go claim say, we no come. But when will it be our turn? These politicians, they act like each round, I want to go. See one come, nothing sweet for our mouth, not just a go, and kunun kanwa. In all of this, Nigeria seems to just keep staying where it is, and it begs the question, Nigeria, now which way did they go? Now which way? Nigeria, now which way did they go? Now which way? Nigeria, which way? Nigeria, how far? Because I try for the matter. As if you say the law of strong past Kaya matter. But now one matter still thing. As the man from the north, west, and east no they united. But as then they chop the national cake, the poor no they invited. Anywhere where I turn now, wow. The only thing where they come out from out now, wow. Anywhere where I turn now, bullets, bah, bah, bah. Everybody don't carry load for head, they run, bah, bah, bah. We they try to place the future without crayon. Our youth the dance, the drill lava lava, but the lava lava where they fly for our belly, na hunger kill now. How about why? God I beg. We beg God, beg Yahweh, beg Abba, beg Allah, beg Jehovah. But after all the affairs don't do Kiyama lately, we still be suffer. Even after Shiloh, if we don't change for good, we never ready to change. Nigeria, how far? How they say the patient dog don't die. The last person remind the last pie don't die. Everything choke for neck like the old man which choke leg for wells for Kofar matter on Natai and die. Now people don't leave designer shirts for Ankara because the only thing we hear for markets. Now Ankara, money for yam, money for beans, money for rice. But the government servants money not the rice. The only thing with the rice for poor man body, they in between the ties. Nigeria, how far? Okay. I don't tire for your life to tell me you get military ties with Chad and Cameroon, but people for Northeast below they sleep with two eyes closed for their bedroom. But you can shout waste my time, but wait, sure you dey whine me. Country we get imams, we don't get imam. Who go carry us go this land, we then they call Canaan. Some of us they wait for Jesus or rapture. For country we get almost the highest numbers of pastors. But last, you know, we just been naughty by nature. The inflation they bite like rabbit dog. If the chop finish, then go leave us with bones. Come, listen. Prostitute for waiting day. For 2023, we've been trying to think among the 2, 3, and 4, but the future still they big. One we need to choose between the devil and the deep sea. This old is one Pekaja the Latin way, but even if we fall, we will rise again. Because I think we will just hope to whoever takes over, no go rob you. But when we find some online voters are really smart, if all you do is play dirty, when basically we're obediently trying not to be ballers and the remaining lazy youth don't want to be farmers or mechanics, they just want to be ballers. How? I know it's the last, it will still cast. It's a party. Our broken souls, we need more than plaster of Paris, Abby. But I know us. We go back, we go dance to Luga, we go close one eye, we go back to Luga, as if we know the CC, the invisible bandits. Here the Zuma, the rock abada, and the invisible ones. Hold Luga, close space like Babaja. Nigeria, how far? But this doctor is not without own travails emotionally, and in recent times I've gotten a number of questions. It's only fair to leave you with this. I hate that I loved you that much, and I hate that I have to go through whatever it is I'm going through right now. I thought this was going to be everlasting, that you were going to be the Catalina to my Sebastian. It was easier when I was numb and dumb to not see what you were made of. But now it's harder to ignore what you have made us. Moving on is easier said than done. This probably explains why neutrophils are treating the spirit as foreign brothers. I'll let go of the pretense and admit that I am weakened on weekends. How dare they set the date when the calendar doesn't have enough days for what I wanted for us? I've been fasting to redeem my soul, but it is you that it hungers for. My dear, it's a little crazy because I'm mad here in my ears. I can't hear clearly because this cochlea remains clogged and unclear. Sadia, it's sad here. From Mondays to Sundays, I walk these corridors less courageous. My feelings compared to those diseases are less contagious. Reminiscing days when I made you smile harder than the terrazzo you currently walk on. As I walk on, let it go. I hope he works out. I hope he never raises his voice or walk out at you, but if he ever does, know that I'll be standing in line with flowers and ring in hand on Neighbor Island, waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Eraj. Can we give him another round of applause? And now, all the way from Katsina, Abdulmajid Tampaba.
I think we need to have a little bit of entertainment, right? Yes. I have learned to see him in my prayers, to blur my nightmares with the scenery of the day I tore my cage bisecting my heart to plant yours in between. If loving you is a walkway 2 feet away from grief, I will let go my sanity and lay my soul in submission to the blade of death. Da sanin samun zai zama mana haske da tun ina a kudin jinigar roƙi rabu ya narkar da ni kawai da samar da ni da kake. You and I are a pair of zukata biyu batattu, bound in longing, lost in the fondness rooted deep within our being, even on the day of resurrection. I will not mind if loving you is made beside my deed to determine my fate. I'm learning to love you with my body, with or without a heart in my chest, with my organs, with my mind, with my sense, with my eyes, with my soul. And anytime, anywhere, I will go through by reaching in the scent and the presence of you. Ni da ke mutu ka raba takalmin kaza, haɗin nan namu wallahi la sharika lahu, ai ko a aljanna ke ce cika muku jin daɗin. Let me be you, ke ki zama ni. Ko mu rikide mu zamo guda sun gina wa love story cikin baitoci da sanyayen kalamai rubuta a shafuka masu haɗiye kaifin alƙalami. This bond is a room full of darkness. I will cause my sight and unlearn the light to master the art of our being. Dama can bana da buƙatar gani. They are flawless, the perfect perfection of a love that was never meant to be glowing in impossibilities. If anything or anyone in this world dares to do us apart, I will pledge this love with the final drop of my sins. You and I, a bar mu kawai sai ta Allah ta yi. Lamarin nan namu, wallahi. Wallahi, billahi, ko ga gawar ya kwakwale ba sa iya yi. Okay, here goes my second piece. Ba ta ɗauri sun mi ara alif lallan hakuri alif lamra ha sabe mun jare nu ara alif lamra ha sabe ya mi ara. I am searching for the last 2 footprints my kids made to mark the faces of their people. There is no light here. Take me homeward down to the streets we used to walk in entanglement. Before the burning tires, before the dripping machete, before jungle learns to read justice on its head. I do not want to die here, breathing, suffocating, burning like a forest without wind in this place where there isn't even a coffin to hold the events of my being. There is enough land beside my mother's heart to swallow this body that wasn't cut on skin to wear a tribal mark. There are 1,000 ways to die breathing out there, but the best way to live in my country is to be blind and to be deaf. Pretending everything is beautiful like the mess you choose not to see, and the headline news isn't a recap of the 2 surviving souls from yesterday's gruesomeness and brutal attack, because Every day comes with a different story of men falling, struggling to hold on to their breath, of women screaming, drowning in their blood, of children. I know how crisis turns the night of familiar laughter into a funeral song. Kamar a labaran alƙaryar da aka mai shi ta gobe, aka yi matan fatata lamura suka caɓi daga daidai mutane suka shuɗe duk aka rusar da komai. How it names dreams, turning them into forbidden desires. Sometimes it comes in the ball we walk past, begging on the street. Sometimes in the voices of imams and pastors preaching, or sometimes in the field system. Sometimes in that girl said that placed somewhere on this land, and sometimes in the colony of those hunters born as souls ashes heavy to their home. I have seen how kings flee from their thrones and how cities twist into grace of feeding plants. For how long will I will be here? I am tired. I am tired of being the witness of the betrayal of everything we hold sacred. I have lived and menial bodies switching from name to name, difficult calamity to find the face that fits the absence of crisis. Learning how peace falls at night in the dialect that speaks only the language of love. We are the victims of our circumstances. We are the sum total of the happenings around us. We all have blood in our hands and crisis does not bring profit to anyone. So take me home before my name becomes another number in the name of justice. And before you all see, this is poverty in the name of crisis.
Thank you, Maji. It's so tall. And our last poet for the night, before we go into music, Youngland, all the way from Jos.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. A skinny old man wrapped in animal skin on the southern eastern hills of Mangshin whispers my name 10 times into a black goat's blood in a calabash. For as long as I can remember, I have always been on the road to go back and answer the calling, but I have not found home, and home has not found me, and all of us have refused to find ourselves on this road has become home. What if I told you that 10-year-old boys were thrown into a river, Rafin Ayaba, I with them, 20 of us, we remained beneath the water for 7 days. We're breathing through the mouths of our ancestral gods. On the day that we're removed, we're giving back to our mothers. Our mothers must not go close to the house of mourning with us. Our mothers must not eat food that is fermented at 15. We're brought back to the river for the baptism. We're baptized in the same water that bathes the dead by the same hands that bathe the dead. The day that we become men, we're giving the meat of men hunted and caught like game. Just because we call God Nan and we call God Nen. Because we call God Nan and we call God Nan with an apostrophe, we're at war. And I was not married from amongst them. You see, I come from a place where men fight men, and men fight gods, and the gods fight the other gods, and the gods fight God, but God is supreme, he doesn't fight men, so men are vexed and they fight men. I come from a place where a man is at war within himself. All that he knows is doubt and black despair. Pretending to have joy, but dying from lack of it. His sight is saturated with unmelting darkness, dreams he does not want to wake up from. See, man is good when he is one with himself and evil. Evil does not mean that man is not one with himself, or a divided house has nothing to do with the den of thieves. But man does not know these things. Man does not know that every man is either a tank, or a drum, or a bucket, or a cup, but each of us is filled to the capacity of its design. I come from a place where joy is only but sorrow masked, where that which raises laughter fills the eyes with tears. The more that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. But man does not like being pushed about by men or gods or God. Man wants to be free, but he is a slave to it. Man does not know that those who seek God with their whole hearts become gods in the process. Man does not know that God is man asleep and man is God waking, so man is at war within himself.
seeking God in dark and hidden places, but God is a master in playing hide and seek. He hides in the last place that man look for him. And poor man, we all hate what we don't understand. Hence men fight men, and men fight gods, and the gods fight the other gods, and the gods fight God, but God is supreme. He doesn't fight men, so we are vexed and we kill ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, young man. And now I'm going to be inviting Hayrat Abdullahi. I need more claps, more claps, more claps if she comes to the stage. And next up, we have our classic, legendary musician, the one there is Abubakar Sani. If you don't know him, you are Indomie generation. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, Dr. Gani. And last performance for the night, Hadiza Maikano. Let's go in.